moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I am your host, Denise, and I have returned from a short hiatus, a little vacation going on there, which was very relaxing. So I am back and ready to give you my review for this week. All right, this review is from the movie All Quiet on the Western Front. This movie stars Felix Camara, Daniel Brawl, Albrecht Shore, and Aaron Hilmer. Those are the central characters in this movie. All right, this movie is a war movie that is based on a 1930 novel of the same name. Takes place in World War I, so we're in 1914. So we've got the main character, Paul, and his friends, high school friends, have bought into the propaganda of what this war means for Germany. And if you sign up, you join up, hey, you're going to be doing us a great service. So, of course, these 18-year-old teenagers are actually excited about being drafted into the war. And with everything that they've been told, everything they've heard, they have a very, very different view of what it means to be a soldier and what war is all about. So they're enlisted, they join, and they go through their basic training, which for this particular movie, the first, I'll say third of the movie is showing you all of that training. So you've got endless training, you've got, anybody who's been in the military, you've got, your supervisors, your commanders, your captains, your whatever, yelling at you constantly, screaming at you constantly, giving you orders. There's marching. The weather conditions can be extreme. And there were often times that the soldiers experienced lack of food, water, and being exposed to the elements and having to walk for quite a distance to get to the actual trenches of which they would, take cover, and that's where their service would begin. Once the realization happens, when that first bomb strikes, that, air raid siren goes off, what have you, Paul and his friends realize we're not at Disneyland. We're not at the park. This is not what our high school teachers told us. This is not what the pamphlet said. Now you've got fear, and now you've got second thoughts. What am I getting myself into? What have I done? What is happening here? People were literally dying around them, in front of them, to the left, to the right. And so for a 17-year-old, that can be quite a terrifying experience. So if you've seen, for example, the movie 1917, which was excellent, and Saving Private Ryan, excellent film, that gruesome, grotesque depiction of people dying and being dismembered and just horrible experiences in a war zone, you've got that in this movie and more. So basically, that's the movie. You're seeing these young guys realizing that this isn't what we signed up for, but you may find yourself feeling sorry for them because of their conditions, because Paul realizes that, war is horrible. And in some cases, he actually felt empathy for the soldiers that he had to kill or he saw being killed around him. So if you like war movies, and there's nothing pretty about it, I liked the movie because of the historical aspects of it, not because I think war is a cool thing. I think it's horrible. But with this particular movie, I wanted to get a little bit more information about how all of this came to be and why it lasted as long as it did. Cinematography, fantastic. Visual effects, fantastic. So if you would like to check this movie out, I recommend All Quiet on the Western Front. All right, folks, I'm going to hop into my Nailed It for this week. Now, because I didn't air a show last week, I'm kind of making up for it. So I'm giving you 2 Nailed It's, but these Nailed It's are from the same movie. My Nailed It's for this week are Octavia Spencer and Viola Davis from the movie The Help. Different scenes for both women. For Octavia Spencer, she had many, many scenes that were funny and just delivered, awesome in such an awesome way. And she really deserved that Academy Award that she won. But the scene that made me holler and still makes me holler and laugh out loud is when she is in Abilene's kitchen with Abilene and Skeeter, and she has decided that she's going to go along with this book and participate. And she looks Skeeter square in her eyes and gives her the lowdown on how it's going to go and how it's going to go on my terms. So that's my first Nailed It. And then we take this movie to the end, this scene with Viola Davis, and it is the last scene in the movie where she has been accused of stealing, and she is, denying the accusations because they aren't true. But then she decides, wait a minute, her boss was out of line, or this particular lady was out of line, and she let her have it. And then the tears came. And when she said goodbye to the baby and walked out the door, I was done. Tears flowing for the rest of the movie. So this was a long Nailed It, but I wanted to kind of make up for last week. So, all right, folks. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just type in, Have You Seen It? With your host, Denise, and there I will be. So we are also available on every podcast platform in the universe. All right. So until next week, folks, I need you to go watch a movie because I'm going to watch a movie. Bye-bye.